Hello and welcome back to Howard's Cave of Wonder. I'm Chris, aka Howard, and a little different location for me starting because I'm about to start on a very big project, something that it will take quite a while for me to complete, and it's here. And for that, I need to be in the cave because it's on this table. It's big and it's huge, but Bones 6 is here. That's right, my delivery from the good old folks at Reaper Miniatures has arrived, and I have to inventory this. And that's going to be a lot because I already went through and made my my spreadsheet, and it's quite a few pages. So this is going to take a while, and I don't know if it's all going to be done in this video, but we'll try. Let's see. Let's find out. But first, let's open the box. The time has come. It is like Christmas around here, as we take and we get to open up this massive, massive box. The thing about this is it's not only inventorying that I'm going to have to do. There's going to be some assembly. Let me just stay. Some assembly to do with it, but also some organizing and categorizing. So let's open this up, because that's what everybody wants to see. The box of stuff. Ooh. Look at that. There it is. Look at all of it. All sorts of stuff. Some of it in nicely boxed kits. That's helpful. That makes it easy to store. Then, of course, as is tradition with Reaper, we got some of these loose kits. This is a conversion kit to turn the lighthouse into a watchtower. There's some extra pillars. That's cool. Wow. It's kind of interesting to see how they packaged some of this. I believe this is the is one of the add-ons that they did. All right. So as you can see, some of it comes in loose bags, things like that. And the thing about these loose bag ones is they are incredibly difficult to store. I see more of the core set stuff down here. So what I got to do is I need to basically, I'm going to take these out to where I have more space. Go through, check them off the whole list, and then also work on organizing. So a couple of years ago, actually it was kind of the last time I had Bones 5, I did a big organization video, and I'll try and put a link to it. But one of the things that I had issue with was storing all those little baggies can take up a lot of space. And so one of the things I did was, as I went through on each of the kind of boxes, I kind of sorted. So this Bones 5 box here contains orcs, goblins, kobolds, bugbears. This one has all of the Greek miniatures. Some of them have better labels than others. This one has stuff involving the, as you can probably guess, mythos, the Cthulhu stuff. And sometimes I had to just get a different box, like this one for Giants and Dragons. On top of that, there are some of the miniatures that are just too big to really put in a box, and so they're kind of sitting up here. This is an area I still need to deal with, but as I'm dealing with Bone 6 and trying to take it from that big box I'm going to bring out my kits here, set them up on my table here, so that as I complete them, I can hopefully organize them at the same time. Trying to be ahead of the game in that. Also, in trying to, if anybody has ever noticed in my background, I have my peg wall where I have lots of excess miniatures. And the peg wall I'm not going to lie, has been really full for, for a while. And so one of the hopes that I have is kind of as I do this, I can take some of these ones that are of the bones material that are hanging up here, and I've been adding them to a box here. That way, these are all things that I can take, assemble, put into my other kits, and clear up some room on the old peg wall. I like how I grabbed this guy just to paint him. He's one of these gonna have to paint in parts just because of how he goes. So unfortunately, even though he's a great example, listen, I'm complimenting you. Just go with it, okay? Anyway, he's gonna live on the peg wall right there for a little bit. So I've already kind of pulled some the easy to find ones. There are some that I'm trying to keep out here, like this Santa Goblin, because they're like all the Christmassy ones, and I want to keep track of those so I can paint those up for my wife. But yeah, and then I have a lot of the metal guys, and the metal I don't really want to try and put in there because, yeah. So you may have noticed a bit of a clothing change, costume change. Not really a costume, clothing change. And that's because this project is big enough that it's going to take me a little bit more than a single evening to assemble this giant box over here. And it even took some prep work before I could get started. I had to clear my painting desk. I had to clear the side table that I keep next to my painting desk for kind of overflow. You may have seen it in other photos from like episode 1, where I had a lot of the cursed city miniatures I'd built spread out here. So I had to get all that cleaned off. And I didn't film the cleaning of this desk. I got my painting desk. This is this time lapse you saw. Just because I wanted to get to it and get going. And so this is going to take me a while to go through and such, but that's all right. So I got my inventory list here. I got a pen to jot things down. I have copious amounts of super glue for when I get to the assembly phase, and we'll just get kind of into it. I already started. I kind of played with my camera angles a little bit, and I did that by testing. I have this box of extra Reaper figs that I cleaned off the peg wall. I mentioned that, and I did some test runs to see that I got my camera. So I'm going to put this aside for now and start on this big box of bones. But again, I'm going to try and inventory. I'm going to have to stop every now and then because I only got so much workspace on my table here, and once that's full, it's full. And I'm going to have to then move stuff into the cave proper and sort it. I have that table set up with all the boxes opened up. I actually had to go in and label the inside tops of the boxes so I knew exactly what I was looking at instead of trying to find the labels. So that's all ready to go. The interesting thing with this right now is it seems like most of my box sets are towards the bottom. I have a lot of bags and such towards the top, but I'd kind of like to start with some of the boxed sets, I think, because that just to me makes the most sense. But boy, it is a ways down to get to them. Well, we can start with these, because these are going to be quick. New paint. So, with this, Reaper always does two things to paint during their Kickstarters. They do kind of a favorites, and they always do some new ones. So let's open these up. And I know the boxes, so that's why. And let's take a look at what we got. I'm not sure which one is which here. And I gotta find the old paint on my sheet. So first thing we got is So we got yellow mold. Got it. We have Ghost Fire, which is a nice kind of light pastel green color. So we got that. I kind of figure I have all of these, but it's, you know, part of the check. We got Gutter Grime, which is kind of a ugly green, which is perfect, right? Because it's Gutter Grime. It's kind of it's got some brownish notes in it. We have Stone Gray, a classic. Love me some Stone Gray. Rain Gray tends to be my preferred on the Reaper paints. We got good old Twilight Blue. One of the things I will say, and it's coming up, one of my favorite colors that Reaper has done is in here. We'll get to it. Old Bronze. I use this one all the time, so a nice kind of bronze metallic color. We can get it to focus there. Yeah. So nice Old Bronze. Got you. Palomino Gold is a favorite. It's this nice kind of, it's kind of like between a yellow and a tan, and so it's just so versatile. So versatile. So that one gets used a lot. Shield Brown. I am excited about this one. I like this color a lot. I use it on a lot of browns. Spectral Glow. Another, what I have found to be a favorite is this beautiful light blue. So good. So good. And, hey, Goblin Skin. And Reaper is kind of the old, let me see if I can get it. Reaper's kind of the old D&D mindset where goblins are orange, not green. So, of course, Goblin Skin would be orange, in case you were wondering. Succubus Kiss is another favorite. Absolutely favorite of mine. It's got a, see if we can pull it in here. Yeah, it's a very darkish kind of reddish purple. Great color. And then one that's become one of my favorite silvers is this Aged Pewter. Great color. So some great colors there, but we knew that was going to be good. And the box gets tossed over to recycling. That brings us to the other set, which is the new colors. I'm gonna look for one. Yeah, because it fell on 2 pages. So we got some lip pink. So a nice kind of yeah, there we go. A nice kind of fleshy pink color. So that'll be good. We have Requiem Red. There we go. So another kind of dark reddish color. It would be fun to try out. I always like getting the new colors because it's always fun to try. And this is Griffin Green, which was named after the Green Griffin, which was kind of the tavern and theme of the Kickstarter. So we got that. Ooh, a nice steely blue. Beautiful color. Beautiful color. Now again, kind of pastel-y blue. Got to mark off that, a little nice desaturation. Ooh, brutal purple. There we go. Yeah, a nice brutal purple color. Great. All right. I apologize so far if the sound has not been great. I was using a different microphone. That's been fixed. Anyway, we got some fresh brick. Yeah, I got fresh brick, which I'm really excited about. To have a nice brick color because I have all this Marvel Crisis Protocol. There's a lot of brick on that, so that color is going to get used. We have Hakir Gold, which goes in with the Hakir sets. I need to remember that I should be checking out Brutal Purple Fresh Brick, Hakir Gold. We got Bogey Green. a nice dark green color. Oh, Drow Blush. So another kind of purplish color. Great. Kind of a highlight if you're doing a Drow skin. Be their thought. We have Owlbear Brown, which is kind of, again, nice kind of desaturated brown. Have a lot of browns. We have Barrow Gray. Yeah, Barrow Gray. And the last one, Sturge. There it is. So, another brown. Okay, so all of the paints are accounted for. This box over to recycling. Okay, that was a good job. There we go. Our first box of it looks like it's going to be the Briarwood Vale expansion set. It's got this lovely kind of fairy Pegasus unicorn horse. On the back, it has kind of the, I would say, is the premier miniature of this, which is this lovely fairy dragon that they did. Great paint job. So we're going to go into Briarwood. Let's grab the old trusty X-Acto knife. Now here's where I'm also going to have a few issues as I kind of go through this, is I also have to try and remember what each of these are. So let's just do a nice little, just kind of pour out, set the box there, just off camera, and we'll kind of look. The nice thing is that some of these are nicely individually bagged, so that'll help with some of it. We're going to end up with a lot of bags off of this, because these bags take up air and tend to be full of space. So get ready for the old bag over the shoulder count. So first bag of bone 6. It's going to be a long show. The first thing that was on the list were the red caps. There's a chopper, a slasher, and a cutter. And I appear to have all 3 of those red caps. So let's start setting them up and get them going. The red caps are kind of cool. They're goblin figures, but they're also, and this is the thing, I love me some Reaper minis. And part of why is I like the character on these. I don't remember the exact sculpture of these. I'd almost guess Christina Van Patten, just with the eyes. But just, they're fun. Let me show the other one here. That's part of what I like about Reaper Miniatures. Reaper Miniatures is a company that I have come to absolutely love. Before I was really big into the whole miniature kind of realm with stuff, I hung out in their forums. It's honestly, I can say that I learned to paint thanks to the Reaper forums, because that was a great place for me to go and get advice and tips and tricks and learn all the things that I needed to learn and be inspired by. So I'm a huge fan of the Reaper forum. Unfortunately, it's kind of gone away because of a Discord and such. But for a while, that was my place. Okay. Now I have interesting things. One thing I'm not super excited about with these is that some of these kits come with translucent parts. So if I kind of hold it up here, we can get it to focus. You can see the main miniature here, but it has translucent wings. I don't know that I'm ready to glue those in right now. So this is going to be an example of the kind of miniatures that every now and then I'm not going to bother to assemble, because I don't know that I'm ready, if that makes sense. Maybe when I go to paint them, yes, but I'm a little leery. So one of the things, because this was so long ago, I pulled up. I have the Bones Kickstarter here on my phone, so that I can hopefully identify things. So this little guy with the wings here is Dewdrop, and so I know I have Dewdrop is his name. And I'm just going to leave him bagged. I just open him up, though, and just make sure that I kind of have both wings, that they fit. So, looks like I do. So, with that, we'll bag that back up. And I kept, as I said, the box, because I knew I'm going to have some of these like this, and that's going to go in there for now. And while I am in kind of that part of this, I also seem to have Fernberry. Let's mark that off. But this is another one that has the translucent wings. It kind of looks like a little... Well, there we go. Yeah, he's kind of like this little dragon, part unicorn. So there's him. And then he's got this set of kind of fairy wings that attach in. Again, very cute miniature. But I'm not really ready to glue that together. So in he goes. And since I have him, it looks like I also have the third one, which is Gem Jam. So we'll mark off Gem Jam. Gem Jam ain't any big thing about Flim Flam. Don't Flim Flam the Gem Jam. So here, looks like he goes like that onto this little... He goes onto this little toadstool. And then he's got a set of wings that tuck right in. Yeah. Don't Jim Jam the Flim Flam. Did I say Jim Jam? Should be Jim Jam. Oh, listen, when you start talking about the Jim Jams and the Jim Jams and the Flim Flams, then we're going to start ending up talking about Pam Blam. Whoa, Black Betty, that's an old reference. Okay. now that some of you are probably cringing, the last thing that we had in that big bag is a fairy that looks to be Daisy. I have a feeling that these are a set that once I get them assembled and painted, I'm going to have to fear for my daughter, Little Miss, coming and claiming them. Because, I mean, they are very cute, and I could see being every little girl's kind of dream. So, again, I don't really want to glue the wings in yet. Man, I chose a set to be very intimidated by. Right off the bat. But this next one does not have transparent wings. I got to scroll back up here. And they did a set of sylphs, one for each season. And we have Winter Sylph is here. I don't really like the face on this one, but it's a little weak on the details if we can get it to go. I mean, it's not bad. It's not the sharpest details on that face. So that'll be a bit of a challenge. So while I'm flipping pages here, I mentioned last week that I was going to do some painting with my kids, and we did. We had a wonderful time painting some miniature figures. They painted Sandy, who is a Bonesvillian mummy. No, wait, it wasn't Sandy. We did Tut. Sandy's the other mummy. And my son painted that with a little bit of help. I did the eyes, but it turned out really well. And then my daughter, Little Miss, she did what she was calling a mommy. It was Tish, who was a vampire. And that was fun. And I think this is a bag 5. Getting better at that. Future me is going to hate having to pick up all these bags, but that's a future me problem. Okay. I see a lot of things in here that seem to be pretty solid, so let's start that all out and throw bag 6 back there. Let's start. Gosh, anything that's already kind of in a set that we've started? Not really. Okay. Well, we're gonna start here. I believe these are the Kelpies. So they did 3 Kelpies. As we throw that over my shoulder for, I think, like bag 8. So this one here is Kelpie 1. So there she is. Pretty interesting figure. Probably going to go into the underwater box, if I'm not being truthful. Here we have actually Kelpie 2. So they're fun. They're again, this set. Well, I shouldn't say again. This set was not my favorite out of all of them. There are some great pieces in this expansion, but I'm not gonna lie. This was not the expansion that I was like the most excited for, and you'll kind of get that feeling as you see my reaction to others, which is maybe why I chose this one to go first. Oh, and we got the third. Yeah, there's the third. So again, not bad for kind of undersea people. This next kind of set is the 3 Will-O-Wisps that were in the set. And they're going to be a little hard to see because they are, of course, clear translucent. I'm probably going to use some of these. I got these glow paints that they did, like glows. They are the gloss. Allow me to dig in a bit. Reaper put out this. It was a tinted glosses, which I think are meant really for these translucent paints. So I could really see me using kind of the blues and purples on these to make some really cool Will-O-Wisps. So they're done. One of my red caps is laying down on the job. Gosh, all you bee folk have translucent wings. I did not pick this very well. So much for, well, we'll get all of these. Okay, let's get the fairy out of here. This, I believe, is Daffodil. Why is that Daffodil? Kind of a look. She is. There's Daffodil. Another sweet fairy. So we'll mark her off. So far, all good. All pieces found. Now, one of the parts of this set that I was super excited about, and I will be, except for the translucent wings, was they did a set of bee people, and they're just super great. Kind of fun pieces. I'm gonna enjoy painting these guys up. Maybe just grab a screen capture and put it up so that you can see all these. They haven't changed much since they're, but I can see here I have this is Folk Lancer 2. We have the B-Folk Queen. So that's her. We have a B-Folk Champion. And here we have the B-Folk Druid. So, some cool things. Again, going to leave these baggied. This might just become my baggy box at this point. Oh, we have a couple more of the sills. It's the dumbest joke. Here we have the Autumn Sylph. Again, kind of just a fun little model. And then I believe that this one is Summer. There we go. So there's Summer. We had Autumn, Summer. We're just missing the Spring. So hopefully that is in one of these. We'll say that. Okay. So let's hop on this. This is our last kind of bag of the of the regulars, and since we were on it, here's the we might as well start with Spring. Get Spring in here. So here's Spring. Just a wonderful pose. Very unique pose. So yeah, 4 seasons. Great. We are almost through this box. Oh, I forgot to mark off the will-o-wisps. I'm just so excited about what's in here that I'm struggling. We have the last remaining of the bee lancers. So all the bee folk are here. So in you go. I'm going to look here for a couple of particulars. The first, and this is part of it, as I throw the bag, what I try to do, I want to try to make sure I have all the pieces. So let me set these aside for a sec. So when I have a kit like this, and especially one that I'm not going to necessarily put together and glue together, I just want to kind of quickly dry fit and make sure I have everything. So kind of going, here's a leg. Okay, that fits. Here's the other leg. Good. An arm, which fell out, but it's the right arm. Here's the other arms here. It fits. And actually, I can probably, with this, glue everything but the wings on. So let's actually break out the old super glue. I'm just using some Gorilla Glue. And I'll tell you what, we'll also, I know I'm keeping tabs on how many Peggies I end up tossing over my shoulder as I do this, which I was doing a pretty good job keeping track on up for a bit. But we'll also keep track of how many times I glue myself to things, because that's been known to happen. I'm pretty decent with glue, but I don't know. I am the living embodiment of Charlie Brown. It is a nickname that I have carried for a long time. In other words, the worst thing that could possibly happen to me will always happen. That's okay. I come to embrace that. Very much so. So, got the legs going on here. Before I jump up to those arms, have you figured out what this model is? This is one of the models that I was kind of excited for.
Reaper has a great sense of humor, and I should say the folks over at Reaper have a great sense of humor. A couple of the models that I have in my collection are during the COVID pandemic, they made a couple sets of toilet paper mimics. I'll try to include. I've painted up one because one was a pile of toilet paper, and the other was like a big toilet paper-esque monster. I painted up the small pile. I'm still working on the big guy. He's in my my current pile of shame because it's a model I've started and then kind of got unhappy with the step that I did. It's like, oh, that was the wrong thing, and I'm a little hesitant to try and fix it. But so I like to do things that have a reference to pop culture and what's going on in the world. And this model that I am currently assembling is a great example of it. If you haven't figured it out, it was also big, kind of around the whole 2020 time frame. Oh, this glue bottle is nearly dead. And we got the base. But ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, and again, I'm not doing the wings because they are translucent and I don't want to put them on, but it is the Murder Hornet, which is it's just a great piece. So the wings will go in, and maybe I'll try and show a picture again of it. But right now, I need to let it sit, let that glue set. So let's add him tentatively to the pile, but he is going to go back in my baggie soon. We're going to take a quick pause because I noticed my camera battery is nearly dead and I need to give it a charge. So be right back. For you, it'll be a second. For me, it'll probably be a couple minutes. Well, actually, before we dive in, I want to talk about something else, because we can't just do just bone stuff, and it's about a game that I talked about once before, and it's been up on pre-order, and it is Super Fantasy Brawl. It is CMON's version, so Super Fantasy Brawl Reborn. I happen to be checking on it, or at least I just took a look at it earlier today, and it was kind of interesting because I came in just looking, wanted to see how the campaign was doing, just what was going on with it, and noticed something as I was scrolling through here. I come down, here's the section on the turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that they're here, but the Mortal Kombat 1 stuff is gone. And I was a little perplexed by this, scrolled further down into it, and it is completely gone. It's just not there. It is not, like, the pledge level for that is gone. It's not in any of the add-ins. So I wondered what had happened, what occurred with it. And part of my reason was that I was looking was I was getting ready to edit some Power Scale of Wonder stuff, and I was going to grab just a screen grab of that. But anyway, I came into the comments section thinking surely somebody has said everyone, and we had this first comment here that says, hey everyone, just a quick update. Due to a licensor request for additional paperwork, we'll be temporarily removing Mortal Kombat 1 products from the pre-order. This shouldn't affect any orders placed so far, and we expect to resolve this issue and return the products to pre-order shortly. If there are any further issues, we'll keep you updated and fully reimburse any affected orders for the MK products and their shipping We apologize for any inconvenience and appreciate your understanding. So apparently they had some issues with the license and they had to pull it. So hopefully that all works out. So we're back. I just put the murder hornet away because, again, with those wings, it's going to block the body. So I can't really glue those on, especially because they're translucent. So it's not like if I get paint on them, it's an easy fix. I just opened up this guy. This is, I believe, Core Red. It's kind of a cool looking dude. And we're going to finish off this bag, and then I got to call it a night because it is it's getting late and got to go to work in the morning. But we're going to get a few more things done. This, two more of these that have wings on them. We have the alicorn. Yes, it looks very much like your standard unicorn, but it comes with its very own fairy wings. You can kind of put it on just for people to kind of see. I'm kind of just trying to hold it on. I know that doesn't make for a great image, but you kind of get the idea of it. So that'll be fun. This is definitely kind of a set that my daughter would love. So got the alicorn. Mark it off. Also, I have the last fairy for there. This would be Lily. Gonna put the wings in. I'm definitely gonna have to, knowing my daughter, figure out how to do pink on that translucent, so I can do pink wings and such. But yeah, there's Lily. So all the fairies, all going into that bag. We got a couple left here, but I do have some of these that will need to be assembled. So let's start. I finish off at least this kind of page. We got a base. Bring some. So this is the. During the break, I cleaned them all up, just so you're wondering. This is the Boral Defender, and you can kind of see he's one of the bigger miniatures in this kit, but just a really cool tree man, kind of covered in leaves and fungus and bark, and places where the bark is cleared off. Really just kind of cool. So let's break out the super glue and see how well. Yeah, interesting thing on the inside. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it, but they kind of put a bark texture even on the, or a wood texture even on the inside. Let's see if I can. Yeah, you can see that right in here. It's all going to get covered up by the glue. You're never going to see it, but just kind of a fun thing. So again, trying to work with my super glue. It's one of the nice things about bones. They go together pretty well with just a bit of glue. And you know what? I think I made that comment about, oh, you won't see that. And now that I kind of look at this as I'm doing the glue, it's going to be the inside of his mouth. So I was wrong. But, sometimes you learn this stuff as you put things together and assemble. Just trying to put some glue on there. Most of the time, these things push fit together really pretty easy. While that's going on, figure out this other arm. So my glue hasn't ran all the way to the bottom. It's the problem with starting with a bottle that's like mostly gone. That is way too much glue in there. I have my glue. I'm gonna quickly put some glue in the feet holes on the base.
One thing that Reaper has gotten better about is providing integral bases. Some people I know, as I hold his arm here for a second, some people I know really dislike them because they feel like it cuts down their creativity. As somebody who basing is not my favorite part of the hobby, I love it. I love a really nice sculpted base. Again, basing is not what I enjoy in this hobby. I get that it's part of the hobby, and I don't fault those. There are some people out there who do some really amazing bits of basing, but I my thing is more the painting, and I'm not really great at the basing. So anytime that I can kind of skip that step, great. So I'll let him dry for a bit. You can kind of see him on the table cam, but I'll hold him up and show him in a bit. Once that glue has kind of set a little bit more. That brings me to kind of let's jump. I know what the last few miniatures are, and we're really just kind of making sure I have all the pieces for them. So let's do the last one that was on the first page of. Seriously? Better. This is the Fungal Queen. Now, to be honest, Reaper did a Fungal Queen miniature once before. It was a gorgeous miniature. Gorgeous. Big, but gorgeous. And I have that one. Haven't painted it yet. So I know a lot of people work a little on the kind of fence about, do we really need another Fungal Queen? But I think once I get this assembled here quick, and you get to see it, you'll see there's a real kind of beauty to it. It's got a little bit of a Southern Belle kind of look to it, which I like. It's something again, unique and colorful, and fits in with the kind of Reaper artistic design that I absolutely like. And it's not going to need a whole lot to hold this hat on, but I had to hold her up here. And I know it's a little hard to see her face. There we go. There's a good shot. But yeah, look at that. It's got just a little flare of that like Southern Belle, but out of mushrooms. I'll kind of turn it so you can see the backside. And again, on a really nice base, although I'll probably still have to put this one on a different base, but it's at least got a start to it. But gorgeous. Gorgeous. So we'll set her down. Dry. And while she's kind of drying, let's show off the Arboreal Defender, because he's all good to go. So I like him. He's a little funny, a little wonky, but I like him. He's kind of a cool little tree folk kind of guy. And that's cool. So Fungal Queen here, all there, check. That brings me to the two big guys set. One, there's a Fungal Queen, there's got to be a Fungal King. Let's do him next. So again, he's got a nice base, and he's a chunky boy. He's a real chunky boy. I usually find that the torso connections are usually a little on the rough side. This seems like it's going to go together all right. So we'll start with that. So far, out of this set, as I kind of assemble, I think the things that I'm most excited to paint will be the Arboreal Defender. I like that sculpt. I think that's a fun sculpt, and will be kind of an entertaining piece. This might be the last night for this bottle of glue. Can also another fun stat to keep track of is how much super glue I go through trying to assemble this. And I'm actually, since this is still kind of all going, there's some on in the holes for his feet and for his face, because this glue isn't going to last much longer. So might as well do that. So let's try not to glue our fingers. All this extra. There's the chunks going together. Just head in, and then we'll bring him right into his base. Oh, we're gonna have some base issues, maybe. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to hold him, but what we're having a problem with, and you can kind of see it there. There's a gap where his feet just don't want to fit into the hole. And if I go too far, like one to get that, then the rest won't go in. I'm trying to press down on him and keep the pressure up, and having some issues holding. So clearly a little warped on this guy. But you know what? Even if he comes out a little warped on this, I think I can green stuff a little bit of in and kind of gap fill around that. But there's no way I'm going to be able to push him real well into there. And even I kind of see he just doesn't really kind of fit real well. So he's just a little off in this molding. We'll let him sit. But my first kind of real troubled miniature seems to be this guy. There just doesn't seem to be enough kind of contact in places. So we'll let him sit. And maybe I have to rethink that one in a bit. The last miniature we'll end the night on. It's the big piece. Again, not so much worrying about gluing this one all together right now, because it has so much translucent, including the base. But it is shimmer scale. It was the dragon I showed earlier with the paint job on the box. We have the tail, which kind of sits into the lovely watery base. Looks like this one might be okay. We just might have some fun wing issues, because, you know, these big models can kind of have those problems, but all there. And I'll probably have to just shave a little bit on the base to get that tail to fit, and probably because there is that. Get a good angle. You can see there's a gap where the tail joins. So some work to do on that, but again, shimmer scale. We'll wait for assembly. I'm close and ready to paint shimmer scale. But they're there. So all of the Briarwood Vale set is here. First box down. All right. Not too bad. And you know, I'm gonna call this video quits, because it's gonna be a fairly lengthy video, and so I'm gonna put an end to this video, and I'm gonna sit here and hold the big guy's feet for just a little bit longer. Hopefully, shrink that gap just a wee bit, but you don't need to sit here and do that. Hopefully you found this entertaining. Hopefully you made it all the way through. Hopefully we gave you some entertainment, some laughs, and yeah, well, hopefully you'll be back, and we'll be glad if you do come back. With that,
I'm Howard, and we'll glad to see you down here in the cave next time.